My name is Blair Tate. I have been volunteering with One by One for about 18 months. I actually learned about One by One from my church. At the time, I was very busy and had 2 young children with lots of commitments, and I honestly spent the next 6 months trying to tell God, this isn't the right time. I think I have too much on my plate. But he, had better plans as always and really pursued my heart and nudged me forward. And so I completed mentor training in March of 2023 and then got matched with my mom in July of 2023 when she was 8 months pregnant. My mom and I got really close very early in our relationship. She had lost the father to her 3 children during her pregnancy and had also lost a brother that was her closest living relative during her pregnancy. She was able to open up to me maybe even on our 2nd or 3rd meeting and really tell me that she was feeling so alone and tell me all that she had been going through. And it really provided a way for us to get very close quickly, and it also provided a way for us to talk about our faith really early on in our relationship, and for me to share my own testimony of God's grace and His unending love for me. She shared that she was struggling to parent her older son because he was in his grief journey of losing his dad. Because of that, I was not only able to share grief resources with her, but really also able to share the truth of the gospel with her really early on. So as we progressed, each month from there forward, our conversations were deeper. We were able to talk about God's grace and His promise to never leave her side, even in the hard. And so really every month, I just felt like we took one more step towards, really relational discipleship. At about the year mark, I asked her, would you ever be interested in going to church with me? And she said, I would really love that. And so we're working on making that happen. But I've really just been so encouraged by the Lord providing ways for us to talk about our faith in our journey together. So One by One does a great job of providing suggestions for things that you can do to connect with your mom. And one thing that they suggested that I found so helpful was a small gift at each of your visits. And so, it's really something simple like flowers from your garden, or, I'll stop and pick up a piece of candy and take to her. And so at our very first meeting, I made a My Favorite Things worksheet for her to fill out with me together at our first meeting, both to get to know her better and then also to inform my own decisions for gifts that I might bring her at future visits. One by One has a 2nd year program as well that mentors and mentees can do if they finish the first year and decide that they want to continue their relationship. So my mom and I are actually in our 2nd year of the program. So once we finished our first year, we spent time in those last several months praying together and separately about what was next for our relationship. And so we prayed about that together, and we decided in our very last meeting of the first year that we would continue with the 2nd year program. And so we are now about halfway through that 2nd year. And we meet and we discuss the materials that One by One's provided, but we also do a lot of discipleship work as well. The 2nd year program has been really great because the longevity of the relationship has continued, and we've just been able to be closer and have grown our relationship with each other and with the Lord through continuing to meet during the 2nd year. I think the biggest way I can encourage other women is to just tell them to be quiet and listen to what the Lord is saying. For me, I tried to fight that for about 6 months, and when I finally was able to be still, listen to the Lord, and really follow that urging that He had put on my heart to get involved with One by One. And I will also say for moms that have young children, One by One is a fabulous way to get involved because the time commitment is not very big. It's once a month in person and then weekly via phone. So it's very doable for moms with young children, and it's just been such a blessing to me.